You've heard it in the headlines. Portland's got a reputation right now. Homelessness, safety concerns, all over the national news. But here's a number that never makes it into any of those stories. 7 of Oregon's 10 safest cities in the entire state are Portland and Salem metro suburbs. And 5 of those are in the Portland metro. That's quite the contrast considering in both metros, the cities themselves have found their way onto most dangerous cities in Oregon lists, with the city of Portland often holding the #1 spot. That by itself speaks volumes. You have to look beyond the metro as a whole and dive deeper into each city and neighborhood to get the true full picture. So let's get into the actual data and break this down. Hey there, I'm Ben Nelson, a realtor here in the Portland Metro and Oregon wine country. On this channel, I help people just like you get the real, honest picture of what it's actually like to live here, whether you're moving from across town or across borders. That includes talking about neighborhoods and market info, of course, but also includes sharing some of the really cool experiences and businesses that showcase the lifestyle available here. If a move is on your mind this year, next year, or you're just starting to look into it, reach out anytime. Today, I'm walking you through Oregon's official safest city data for 2026, where it comes from, how it's measured, and exactly which of our local suburbs made the list. No hype, just the numbers. Before we dive in, if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. Let's just address this head on. If you've been anywhere near the news lately, you've heard about Portland's struggles. Homelessness downtown, safety concerns, the whole narrative. And look, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that that stuff isn't real, because it is. But here's the thing that gets lost every single time. Portland as a single data point doesn't tell you anything useful if you're actually trying to figure out where to live. The city center and surrounding suburbs are two completely different worlds safety-wise. And that's exactly why I wanted to bring you real data today instead of just more opinions. The source here is SafeWise. They pull out an annual safest cities report for every state, and it's built entirely on FBI reported crime data, both violent and property crime, adjusted for population, so you're comparing cities fairly regardless of size. This isn't a clickbait blog ranking, it's a legitimate sourced data set. And for context on just how needed this conversation is, statewide, only about 4 in 10 Oregonians say they actually feel safe where they live. That's below the national average. So there's a real perception problem across the whole state, not just in Portland. Keep that number in mind because it's gonna matter in a minute when we talk about what safe actually means. So here's the statewide top 10 for 2026, ranked by SafeWise. Now, 3 of these, Lebanon, Central Point, and Prineville, aren't in our coverage area, so we're gonna set those aside. But that leaves 7 cities that are either Portland Metro or Salem Metro right here in our backyard. Let's go through them right now. Number 1 on the list is West Linn. This is actually West Linn's 7th year in a row holding the top spot, which tells you this isn't a fluke, it's a sustained pattern. West Linn has also been recognized nationally, not just statewide, as one of the safer mid-sized cities in the country. Violent crime rate is 0.5 per 1,000 people, property crime is 8.1 per 1,000, and both numbers have been trending down multiple years running. Safety aside, West Linn has a lot going for it lifestyle-wise too. It's a river town sitting right along the Willamette with views of the Willamette Falls, and the West Linn-Wilsonville School District is consistently one of the highest rated in the entire state. That combination of top schools and low crime is exactly why the city holds the #1 spot year after year. Number 2 on this list is Lake Oswego, with violent crime numbers at 0.7 per 1,000 and property crime at 11.7. Both categories are down 3 years straight. I'll mention Lake Oswego did report a murder this year, one of only 2 cities on this entire top 10 list to have one. And I bring that up on purpose because it's a good reminder that no city is completely free of risk. But one incident against years of declining trend data doesn't undo the bigger picture. It's still the 2nd safest city in Oregon. Beyond the safety numbers, Lake Oswego is the kind of place people move to for the lake itself. Private lake access in some neighborhoods with the Willamette River nearby as well, a genuinely walkable downtown, and a dining scene that punches well above its size. The lifestyle piece is unmistakable here, and it also boasts some of the best schools in the state. Coming in at number 3 on the list is Sandy, with a violent crime rate of 0.5 per 1,000 and property crime at 15.4. What draws a lot of people to Sandy specifically is location. It's the gateway to Mount Hood, so you get quick access to skiing, hiking, and waterfalls while still being a manageable commute into the metro. In Sandy, you get that small town feel with a big outdoor recreation payoff. At number 4 is Monmouth in the Salem metro. Violent crime comes in at 1.3 per thousand and property crime at 9.8, both down 2 years running. Monmouth is home to Western Oregon University, so you get that small college town charm, and it's noticeably more affordable than a lot of the Portland metro cities on this list. A real option if budget's a bigger factor than proximity to Portland itself. At number 5 is an area I cover a lot already, so if you watched my other videos on wine country, you know this area well, and that's Newberg-Dundee. Violent crime here is 1.2 per thousand and property crime is at 10.6, with both categories trending down. Obviously, the big draw here is wine country. You're in the heart of the Willamette Valley's Pinot Noir region, plus a revitalized downtown Newberg and George Fox University, giving it a bit of college town energy layered on top of the vineyards. The Greens Golf Course neighborhood and the new amenity-rich Colina also offer top lifestyle community options for buyers. At number 8 is Canby, with violent crime at 1.9 per thousand, a slight uptick here worth being honest about, but property crime at 9.1, down 2 years straight. Canby has that small town rural charm that's getting harder to find close to Portland. It's still home to the historic Canby Ferry across the Willamette, and there's a real sense of community around things like the county fair and the Oregon Renaissance Fair. It's becoming a solid option for buyers who want more space without giving up a reasonable commute. At number 9, and also Salem Metro, is Independence. Violent crime here is 1.2 per thousand, with a slight uptick similar to Canby. But property crime is 15.3, down from over 20 just 2 years ago. That's one of the sharpest improvement trends of anyone on this whole list. Independence has put real investment into its riverfront downtown along the Willamette, and it hosts the Independence Hop and Heritage Festival every year. It's a smaller, more attainable entry point into the metro with a genuine small town identity of its own. Now, quick aside, because I don't want anyone fact-checking me in the comments. If you know this area well, you might expect Sherwood to be on this list. It has a strong local reputation for being one of the safer suburbs around. It actually didn't crack the statewide top 10 this year. And for what it's worth, even the third-party crime data sites don't fully agree on where it lands. Depending on which one you check, Sherwood ranks anywhere from safer than 40% of Oregon cities to safer than 70%. It's still a solid, comfortable place to live. It just didn't make this particular top 10 cut this year, and I'd rather tell you straight than leave it out and have someone call it out later. So here's where I want to add some context, because a list of numbers doesn't mean much without explaining what's actually behind them. First, violent crime versus property crime. Every single city we covered has a violent crime rate under 2 per thousand people. That's genuinely low. The bigger issue across Oregon as a whole isn't violent crime, it's property crime. Statewide, Oregon's property crime rate is actually the 5th highest in the country. And a big chunk of that is something almost every Oregonian has dealt with: package theft. 43% of Oregonians, and we're personally in this group ourselves, reported having a package stolen in the last year. That's the 2nd highest rate in the entire country. So when we talk about safety here, we're mainly talking about violent crime being low, while property crime, especially that annoying low stakes stuff, is still something to be aware of no matter which of the suburbs you land in. Second, this isn't just a Portland metro story. It's easy to assume safe suburbs just means the usual names: Lake Oswego, West Linn, that Clackamas, Washington County corridor. But head south into an entirely separate metro area, Salem, and you'll find Monmouth and Independence showing that exact same pattern: low violent crime and declining property crime. So this isn't one lucky pocket of the metro, it's 2 separate metro areas showing that identical trend. Third, this is a trend, not a one-year fluke. Newberg-Dundee, Canby, Independence, Monmouth, all of them show crime declining over multiple years, not just a single good year that could be an outlier. That matters if you're making a decision based on this data, because a trend is a lot more trustworthy than just a snapshot. Fourth, I want to be straight with you about the trade-off. Safety like this doesn't come free. West Linn and Lake Oswego in particular carry some of the higher home prices in the metro, and inventory can be tight. So understandably, safest often means more competitive to buy into. And on the tax side, here's the honest nuance because I don't want to oversimplify it. Property taxes are what fund police, fire, and roads in every one of these cities. So there's a real connection between the services you're seeing in this data and what you pay into the system. But it's not quite as simple as safer city equals higher tax rate. West Linn actually has one of the lowest permanent city tax rates in the whole area. What drives the bigger annual tax bill in places like Lake Oswego and West Linn is mostly the home values themselves. Clackamas County has the highest median property tax bill in the state, largely because home prices there are so high, not because the tax rate is dramatically elevated. So the real trade-off isn't you'll pay a premium in tax rate for safety, it's you'll pay a premium in home price to live here, and your tax bill follows that value with it. So if you're relocating, whether you're coming from out of state or just moving across the metro, here's how I'd actually use this information. Treat a citywide ranking as a starting point, not the final word. Just like I mentioned earlier with only looking at the Portland metro as a whole, averages don't tell you about a specific neighborhood. So when we talk, that's exactly what we'll drill into. Not just is this city safe, but is this street, this neighborhood what you're picturing? If you're coming from a higher crime area and safety is a top priority, these 7 suburbs, 5 in the Portland metro, 2 in the Salem metro, are a great starting shortlist. Just go in with realistic expectations on price and competition, especially in West Linn and Lake Oswego. So to bring it back around, 7 of Oregon's 10 safest cities statewide, according to real FBI crime data, are sitting minutes from downtown Portland or Salem. That's a pretty strong counter to the narrative you're seeing in the news, and it's exactly why I think data beats headlines every time. If any of these areas caught your interest, reach out anytime and I'll walk you through current inventory and what it's really like on the ground in each one. Drop a comment below and let me know. Did any of these surprise you? Or is there a specific one of these that you want a deeper dive on next? Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, stay curious, and keep exploring.